Good morning, everyone. Today we are here at the South African Embassy and we are here to meet HE Manabile Shogole, who is the South African ambassador to Oman. And he's here to tell us more about South Africa.
Good morning to you, Mr. Sharat.
How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. How are you,
like
sir?
Oman?
Fantastic. Really? We are happy that our two countries, South Africa and Oman, have these cordial relationships.
Yeah. First of all, let's talk about the Oman-South Africa relations. How has it been so far?
Well, the diplomatic relations between South Africa and Oman were established in 1995. South Africa opened its embassy in the Sultanate of Oman in 2002, and Oman followed in 2003 by opening an embassy in Pretoria, the capital city of South Africa.
Your Excellency, now let's talk about the people-to-people contact between South Africans and Omanis.
Yes. During 2010, His Excellency Minister Yusuf bin Alawi, the minister responsible for foreign affairs in Oman, visited South Africa, and together with his South African counterpart, the then Minister Ms. Maite Nkwana Mashabane, established what we call the Partnership Forum between South Africa and Oman. The purpose of that Partnership Forum was to further enhance the relations between the two countries, with the emphasis being on economic diplomacy. So ever since that time, we have seen a number of progress made in a number of areas. We are looking forward to now having the second partnership forum taking place, which will be hosted in South Africa in due course. But the people-to-people contact has been fantastic. We have, for instance, been inundated with applications for visitors' visas to South Africa. There are many Omanis and residents of Oman who travel to South Africa as tourists and as business people. We are very happy with that.
And what was the visa process?
It's very, very easy. We always appeal to applicants to give us a maximum. We always say give us a maximum of 5 working days. But within a few days, before even the 5 days elapses, the visa will be issued, of course, assuming that there will not be any serious issues that prevent us from issuing a visa. But we have never really encountered serious difficulties in that regard.
Okay. Now, Your Excellency, let's talk about food. Are there any food products that we export from South Africa to Oman?
Yes, there is a lot of food products that South Africa exports to Oman, starting with live animals, meat, fish, including even vegetables of different types, fruits. We export a lot of foods to Oman. Of course, also because the region in Oman, where Oman is located, in the Middle East, is such that they can only produce very little, if not limited, type of products for themselves. So for food security, we have a working relationship with Oman where we export a lot of food products to Oman. Talk about food. Let me also go forward and say, or go further and say, in South Africa, because we are a multiracial, multi-religious, and so on, when you travel to South Africa, either as a tourist or so, you will not starve because there is food, halal and non-halal, and so on. So there is definitely
everything for everyone.
There is everything for everyone. Okay. Yes.
Now, Your Excellency, let's talk about South Africa's Nelson Mandela and what we can learn from him and the Ubuntu.
Nelson Mandela, former president, of course, is the father of democratic South Africa. One of the things that we learned from him is the issue of peaceful coexistence where if people see things differently, they need not necessarily take up arms against one another or against each other. They need not fight. All that they require to do is to sit around the conference table and talk and negotiate. So that is one of the things that we learned from Nelson Mandela. You remember one of the things that he said was, let us forgive and forget and build a new South Africa, both black, white, you name it. We hold hands and we build a new South Africa. So therefore, coming to the issue of Ubuntu. Ubuntu is an African word which means Botho, humanity. In other words, I am because you are. You and me both. It also extends to an African adage in South Africa, a Zulu adage that says, Umtu ngumtu ngabantu, which means a person is a person by virtue of other persons. In other words, it means I am because you are. You and me make a complete situation. So therefore, in the concept of Ubuntu, we even go further to say we share food, we live communally. A child is not limited to the parents that have brought him or her into planet Earth, but a child belongs to the community, to the village. A child gets raised by the village, being looked after by the village. That is why even if a child is an orphan, in our African sense, he or she will not lack a parent or parents that look after him. Guardians, so to say, but we don't use the word guardians in our African sense. Yeah. They are parents. That is why you would even find a person who is eating. Now I'm bringing it closer to Oman. In Oman, I have also observed that there are certain similarities with South Africa, starting, for instance, with His Majesty, Sultan Qaboos bin Said. Yeah. We looked at his values, and we looked at His Excellency, former President Nelson Mandela's values. There are similarities. Last year we had a celebration where we had Mandela and Sisulu centenary celebrations. Okay. Those are our struggle icons. Now, the values that Mandela stood for are the same values that we see His Majesty Sultan Qaboos standing for or vouching for, such as mutual, peaceful coexistence. That's exactly what Mandela also said. So we are really, really proud that the two countries have common points of convergence. So therefore, Oman and South Africa's relationships will go a long, long way into the future.
It was a pleasure meeting you, Your Excellency. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
Steve. Yeah.
Thank you for coming and talking to us. Yeah. Let's continue doing the best we can for our two countries. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.